behind the scenes process video. It's Sunny, Bobby Hebb's classic song. Let's get started. All right, so let's get started on this process video behind the scenes. Today I'm going to talk more about the melody. We're going to analyze the chord progression, and we'll talk about some soloing ideas to get you started playing this. Next time I'll probably be talking about a chord melody arrangement, but this is again a behind the scenes process video lesson where I always like to analyze first, then I kind of talk about some key elements of the song. And in this case, it's kind of this really cool, what they call modal interchange. I mean, he probably wasn't thinking about this, but he switches a few different keys throughout the 16-bar song form. And it's pretty hip, and it's super fun to jam on and solo on. So there's a lot of different types of options. So I'm going to talk about a few of them with you. I want to get started, first of all, by just going over the melody once with you. I have loaded up here with me my sound slice practice video. I definitely recommend just getting the timing, which is actually quite tricky to get the timing. Again, you know, you're going to improvise around it, but I always suggest try to learn the melody as written first, just like a tune such as Girl from Ipanema, you know, learn it how the composer wrote it or sang it, and then mess with it. The melody, first of all, is completely in A minor pentatonic. Not one note is outside of the A minor pentatonic. Of course, I'm in the key of A minor for this version. I'm staying in A minor. I'm not doing any modulations a la Bobby Hebb and a la, you know. Talking about the 5 positions of the A minor pentatonic. The basic idea is these are just 5 notes, and there's basically 5 positions of the pentatonic, in this case A minor. Here's the first one right off the root. Here's the next one off the flat 3. Next one off the 4. Memorize these and goof around with the backing track. Off the 5th degree. Off the flat 7, I'll go down here. Okay, here we go, A minor. That's our favorite one. Next one. Next one off the 4D. And remember to hang on these. I'm just demonstrating right now. Check out my Patreon materials for a lot of licks, patterns, mixing and matching. Positions and then turn on the backing track and try them out. You can goof around, hang in one position for quite a while, exhaust it, and then try sneaking your way to the nearest position, and then you'll be very free on the fretboard. If you did this for a couple hours, you're gonna just find freedom on the fretboard and you'll master A minor. Okay, so again, that pentatonic is kind of the method if you don't want to think modes in harmonic minor. I'm going to present more ideas, but I would start with just keeping it super simple, focusing on groove, making it lyrical, making it sing until where you exhaust it, to where you like, I played the blues for an hour, pentatonic minor blues scale, and you're still having fun. That's good. That's a good place to be. If you find like, oh, I'm kind of bored after a minute, then there's something wrong. Sing what you play. Make sure you get into it. Be repetitive. Don't worry about playing, that's what you want. You want to just get into it, okay? So get lost in the music. I'm going to kick it up to 140 and just jam out a little bit on the pentatonic blues scale through the whole song. I might then start to, sneak in some of those modes, the harmonic minor, maybe some diminished arpeggios, and some other ideas, which I'll talk about in the part 2 follow-up on the advanced soloing concepts for Sunny. All right. Always know the melody. Harmonic. And that's a little outlining. Pentatonic. Be motivic, keep it simple, be repetitive. Two fives. More blues licks. Repetition. Here I'm hanging on a note that I normally might not hang on, the 11. I mean, I love that note, but generally you want to stick to the triad. Try the 11, right here, the D. How about the flat 5? How long can you hang on that flat 5? The root's the safest note. How about the E, the 5th? The 5th is very safe, like the root, if not safer. make that your target note. Chromatic. Targeting. Fifth. Melody. Play with those 3 notes like a melodic cell. And then more notes. Now I'm running all over the fretboard A minor pentatonic for fun. That's a good exercise, just as a guitar point of view. 5 positions of A minor. Next position. Next position. You don't want to be limited to just one position. Sound slice, so check it out. I have this set to the practice mode. Right now it's at 70, which is half of 140 of where I would recommend kicking it up to. But here we go. We're going to practice it a few times at 70. I may make a mistake. The rhythms are tricky, but let's just go through it a few times. Again, this is a behind the scenes process bonus video lesson, so that taken into consideration, hey, mistakes are fine. You know, that's how you learn. So let's give it a try. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, sunny. Notice I'm completely in this A minor box position. 2, 3. Syncopation. Really tricky rhythms. I love you. Let's do it again. From the top. Count 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 2, 3. This is a tricky part. All the syncopation. 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, 1, and this is at 70. One more time. That was E7 sharp 9 purple haze. Sunny. 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, sunny. That's a melody at 70. Let's try it now at 140. So again, here it is with the sound slice practice video. You can watch my hands and listen. I'm going to encourage you to do this on your own and work with the tempo, I recommend start slow and then slowly speeding it up, trying to get to 140, which is a good tempo for this song. Okay, here we go. I'm going to push play. Okay, here we go from the top. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1 in. 1, 2. Again. 3, 4. 1, 2. I was adding little bends, little glissandos, vibrato. One more time. Feel it. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1. Congratulations, you got the melody slow at 70, and now you got it at 140. Of course, there's all those tempos in between. I recommend progress. Use sound slice to practice with that metronome. It really helps. So rhythms are super tricky, so just try your best, you know, get the feel of it. Even if you don't get the exact rhythms, just like a singer, they're gonna have fun, and you just wanna feel the music. That's what's important. Okay, now I've got the backing track loaded up on iReal Pro, and I'm gonna play along with it. And yes, I still might alter it and make it my own a little bit, but at least I've gone through the work of learning the melody as written. So here we go. Let's do it again with the backing track. Actually time to analyze it before we start soloing. I know you want to get right into the soloing, but let's just do a quick analysis. We're in the key of A minor. We have A minor 7, so I'm going to call that the 1 chord. Now it goes down a whole step and does a 2-5 into F. So this is quite interesting to talk about soloing because, you know, we want to talk in terms of Roman numerals and modes and all that stuff. So basically that first chord is A minor 7. I'm thinking of it as the 1 chord in a minor key. So I'm not actually thinking Aeolian. That's not my go-to scale. Sorry, this is not Stairway to Heaven. Instead, I went Dorian. Dorian is the funky scale, the jazz scale. That's 6th degree. So you want that 6th degree. Then when it goes to G minor 7 to C7, that's another Dorian, a 2-5. You could think of it as G Dorian, 2-5 to F major, or you can think of it all on A and switch modes. That's where it'd be called modal interchange. So on that G minor 7 to C7, you could think A Phrygian, because A Phrygian is a 3 of F. So yeah, the 2, 5, 1, and that's just A Phrygian staying on A minor. Okay, so you have A Dorian for the first measure, A Phrygian for the second measure and third. And then it goes to B minor 7 flat 5 to E7. Well, that's a 2, 5 going back to A minor. And on that, the scale that you'd want to use, or that I want to use at least, in general, harmonic minor scale. 2, 5. That's A harmonic minor. Of course, if you're a gypsy jazzer, you're gonna want to do those diminished licks, etc. So, but I'm gonna keep it a little bit more down home for my version of it here. Okay, so a little quick review here on just the first 4 bars, which is actually the next 4 bars on the A minor 7 chord. I'm calling that the 1 chord. I'm gonna think A Dorian. And then on the G minor 7, C7, I'm gonna think A Phrygian, which is the key of F. So again, I'm thinking kind of modally here in this case. I'm going to talk about pentatonics and blues in a second. Don't worry, because I know you're probably saying, that's a lot of mode shifting. Well, don't worry. The whole idea of that mode shifting is to hit those certain color tones that really bring out those changes. But one thing that a lot of players do, and that's a beautiful sound, is just to stay on the minor pentatonic scale, which is modeless. Then we have the B minor 7 flat 5 to the E7, and I was saying A harmonic minor. And back to A minor Dorian. And I do like melodic minor. I'll talk a little bit more about some advanced soloing ideas, some other scales, some whole tone scales, and other stuff, some diminished scales, in a separate video. But for this one, let's just get started soloing right away some modes and some pentatonic and blues, and you're gonna sound really great. We could even do some outlining in the next video. So measure 9, A minor 7, which is again that Dorian mode, G minor 7, A Phrygian, which is a 2, 5 to the F major. And then now we have a B flat 7. Oh, that's tricky here. So the $1 million question, what do I do on that B flat 7 chord? It's kind of the sound. I would recommend the A harmonic minor scale. A harmonic minor scale. Later on, I'll show you a good melodic minor scale to use on that, but for now, let's just stick to some of the basic scales. Dorian, Phrygian, harmonic minor, and then next I'll show you pentatonic and blues. So do you have that so far? Then the last 2 bars, B minor 7 flat 5 to the E7, that's still harmonic minor. And again, this is playing the changes to this song here, trying to catch them a little bit. Let's put on the backing track and just give it a try. What I'm gonna recommend for you is to just loop each section. So let's go ahead and just loop the first 4 bars. First measure, Phrygian. This is all off the A, harmonic minor, Dorian, and then Phrygian, harmonic minor, that was Phrygian, harmonic, Dorian, Phrygian, harmonic, hear that S sharp in there on the A minor 7. I like that. That's the Dorian mode right here. And then switch. Get that G sharp. Dorian. Phrygian, Phrygian, harmonic, Dorian, Phrygian, harmonic, Phrygian, harmonic, Dorian, Phrygian, harmonic, Dorian, Phrygian, harmonic, Dorian, Phrygian, harmonic, harmonic, and melody, which is just the pentatonic scale. So if that's too much thinking for you, Dorian, Phrygian, harmonic minor, just use the pentatonic blues scale. You cannot go wrong with that in the song. Really, in this case, it's just all pretty much in A minor, okay? It's gonna sound good and feel good. So I really recommend that, and you can get really repetitive, not have to worry about those changes, which are being supplied by the rhythm section. So again, that's one approach, just A minor, pentatonic, and blues scale, completely, for the whole song. Let's give it a try. That was a little blues. Blues, blues, you throw in a harmonic. That's playing the changes a little bit more. When you're gonna learn it too, again, you gotta put the click on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarters. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1. And 4 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2. Again, it's all pentatonic, so I don't really need to talk about what I'm thinking harmonically. It's just a sequence. I'm wanting to build it up. I'm wanting to use space. I'm kind of switching into the next position of that A minor penta from here to here, which is C major pentatonic to me. I call that C major when I'm here. And I'm playing a lot with this motif. Just like you're playing a C chord. See that major triad? So that's what I'm thinking off that little shape here. You could think of it as A minor, you know, this. But I love that shape. And then these eighth notes, do 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 do. It's a 3-note grouping that creates that syncopation. an easy arpeggio worksheet, like this. What matters is that you can outline those chords. When you're on A minor 7, G minor 7, C7, F major 7, whatever your arpeggio shapes is, that's just a way for me to say, learn your arpeggios, try to be able to follow the changes. That's kind of the jazz approach, you know, really hitting those changes. The rock approach is just playing, you know, scales or pentatonics, but you want to try to mix it up. You want to be able to arpeggiate, you want to be able to play scales and arpeggios too. And load up the etudes, and then I could talk more ideas and application from there. Is it back to the beginning? Get out there. But the idea here, again, is trying to make as much music as I can with pentatonics. There's something singable, lyrical, catchy. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Lot of space. Da 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 da. Do da da ba. Quoting the melody a little bit too. Do da da da. Boo da 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 da. Boo da 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 da. Quarter notes. One, do da da do. Do da do do. Do da do. Sequences. Do da da do. One, do da da do. One, do da da do. One, do da 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 da. You know, then kind of building up a la Pat Martino. Triplet, you know, having fun trying to. That was all pentatonic. Not one note was outside of that pentatonic. So again, you know, and I suggest just singing what you play. Try to make it lyrical. Sequences here. There's a lot of little things here. Again, the space to really kind of just pace yourself. You know, don't just, well, it's easy for me to say, but I don't necessarily follow it. But to leave space and try to draw the listener in. Again, what this is about is just trying to create a melodic solo that you're, you know, telling a story. That's the idea. You want to draw the listener in. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And the use of repetition, motifs, just like the melody again. So think about that if you want to, and we can play that along. And then variation. Da, 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 da. You're going to see a lot of these ties over the bar line. That's what makes it, you know, jazzy. Actually, you know, having those syncopations. Notice the use of the quarter notes as well. I really, besides that eighth note, I wanted to stress the quarter note pulse. Ba 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 be da 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 do da da and 2 3. And I'm doing a lot of those little Martino-isms there. he, you know, loved to slide around, which is really fun. It makes it lyrical again. You know, it's hard to notate all of that on there. So add that in liberally. Add the slides into it. I want you guys to give this a try with me. It is tricky with rhythms. So that's where, again, if you wanted to go to the tabs here, or sorry, if you wanted to go to the layout here, you might say, well, I want to see those rhythms on the tabs. And I think that helps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice the hammer on. That's just articulation I wanted to go 2, 3, 4. And generally, I would play all downstrokes for these eighth notes, all downstrokes. Like that's what I say, kind of more of a rock style is 2, 3, 4. This phrase, these motifs again, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. And again, kind of like that first one, I wanted a variation. Just when you think it's too repetitive, that's when you want to mix it up. 2, 3, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3. And then it goes on. Oh, here's the other thing I got to talk about with sound slides. Right now it's set to the backing track, but if you want to just hear, I'm going into synth. Can you guys see the cursor here? I'm down in this part of it. If you want to hear, what does this sound like? I want to play along. I don't need the backing track. This is what you do, is get rid of the backing track. You have that option, either audio, which is backing track, or the synthetic mode, which is what I would use right now to learn it. I wouldn't play along with the backing track. Well, you could, but it may not be accurate. Oh, well, when you're gonna learn it too, again, you gotta put the click on. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarters. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 4, and 1, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 3, and 4, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3. And about this part here, again, it's all pentatonic, so I don't really need to talk about what I'm thinking harmonically. It's just a sequence. I'm wanting to build it up. I'm wanting to use space. I'm kind of switching into the next position of that A minor penta from here to here, which is C major pentatonic to me. I call that C major when I'm here. And I'm playing a lot with this motif. Just like you're playing a C chord. See that major triad? So that's what I'm thinking of, that little shape here. You could think of it as A minor, like this. But I love that shape. And then these eighth notes, do 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 da do. It's a 3-note grouping that creates that syncopation. And then I kick into the triplets just to kind of kick it up a notch. And I want to talk about my picking here. Some technique stuff involved too. I'm doing the sweep picking, down, 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 up. And I'm talking about this right here, you guys. Down, down, and then the upstroke. And I'm just looping that, or creating that same pattern here. Down, down, up, if you're wondering. That's called sweep. I'm sweeping. I mean, I'm just going the same direction of picking for these first two notes here. I'm pointing toward the tab, down and a down, and then an upstroke, and then continue down, down. And when I say down, down, that means you should not actually lift up your pick. You should let the weight of your pick just drag. Just push it into, and then pull it up. And that way you get some speed, velocity, technique. So it's, you know, again, the picking is this: down, down, up. It's hard to get it even, so you got to think triplet, 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 triplet. Depending on your tempo, of course, too. Top of the next part, then you might, you know, then you would kind of get to the higher. Absolutely, no matter where, in this technique here, you might play here. I actually thought about that. I was like, well, do I want to finger it here? You know, so again, you know, where you play it could be in different locations. I would really consider that, even here. And you can move your fingers, or you can just kind of plant your fingers. I like to lift it up because I want to hear them kind of detached. If you're wondering about my fingering, I'm kind of going, instead of just holding it, which can be done as well, but now it sounds like a ringing chord. So I'm actually going, slow-mo, it's this. Triplet, triplet, triplet. The nice little bluesy lick, those triplets. Da 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 da. So it's a fun motif, and again, I really love the Pat Martino. Anytime he plays this song, and you hear those type of phrases, heavy use of repetition. Exaggerated, like he would actually do something like that for the full chorus, if you know what I mean. Like seriously, let's see where it's a synthetic mode, just to show you again. Again, exaggerated. That's what I'm saying, is do it an extra long time. You think that's enough? No, make it longer. That's what kind of gets the audience going too, is, you know, just the exaggeration of it, I think. So the next part gets a little bit more jazzy, so let's talk about that now too. And let's talk about those little bebop licks that are thrown in, just to change the flavor now, outside of the pentatonic. But again, that's what's happening here. This is just a lower neighbor tone, if you want to think of it. I'm always talking about play a half step below. And it has that rhythm, da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, the 3-note grouping. And so this right here is Bebop Lick 101 style. That's a 2-5, and I have to throw in those 2-5 licks. G minor 7 arpeggio. springboard for you to just get some ideas going. You know, that's good. That's why it's good to write out your own solo. So here, this is again kind of very Martino-esque here. This, if you're wondering, this is melodic minor scale. I just love that minor major 7. This is A minor with a major 7. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, we know that's like an ending chord, spooky chord, you know. A minor with a major 7. And again, I'm thinking melodic minor to get that. So I'm going... But I wrote a slide just for the articulation. You don't have to. You could do this. And let's talk about those little bebop licks that are thrown in just to change the flavor now outside of the pentatonic. But again, that's what's happening here. This is just a lower neighbor tone if you want to think of it. I'm always talking about play a half step below. And it has that rhythm, da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, the 3-note grouping. And so this right here is Bebop Lick 101 style. That's a 2-5, and I have to throw in those 2-5 licks. G minor 7 arpeggio, and then this chromatic walk down to the E, but it's disguised because you have this nice little pedal point here. Okay, so that's what that little D note, this bebop, bebop, bebop. So I'm alternating my picking here, by the way. At that point, I'm going. Oftentimes when I'm playing those type of jazzier phrases, I start to alternate a little bit. If you wanted to do all downs, that'd be fine. You know, it's totally up to you. And so that was a 2-5 lick, just a classic 2-5 phrase right there. The idea is to go G minor 7 and get us to the third of the C7, but it's actually the major 7 of F. So if you're wondering what is this, F major 7 arpeggio to the 6. F major 7, well, F6 is equivalent to D minor 7, so you can kind of think of it as this. That's a shape. So it's a nice phrase. Kind of, again, it's pretty jazzy. And then here, I had to throw in the A harmonic minor scale. Notice the phrasing. There's a little breath here, and then you can do the slur, and actually, there should be a little slide here if you want to get technical, how I would do it. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So I'm pulling off and getting to that 7 here, the B, the root, da-da-da, and I'm sliding here. Again, here, I'll just do this for fun. Just to show you what I mean. From here, again, I'm getting a little bit picky about the articulation of this, but it could be open to interpretation as well. But I'm just going to do this slide. So when you see me do this phrase, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then this note here, and that, oh, by the way, this is all A harmonic minor. That's what creates that sound, and you can kind of just get rid of that B minor 7. That's just, again, like I mentioned, a prep chord to the E7. That's the important chord, E7. Just like, it's right out of the gypsy jazz vocabulary. That's right out of the Django sound. So if you did this, let's see. One, right, this. And that's a harmonic minor scale. That's how I like to, a phrase I like to use often. But now when we arrive to this A minor, again, this is a C major 7 arpeggio, similar to what I did on that F major 7, starting on the major 7. It's very, very pretty. So again, if you were just to hear that isolated, C major, I give bossa feel. It sound like this. Again. And that's a C major 7 arpeggio. But against the A minor, that's what creates this A minor 9 flavor by thinking C major on top of A minor 7. Okay. And I know it's going to help you if I annotate this. So C major 7 arpeggio. Until here. And now I'm doing the same concept. I'm thinking, okay, what's the third of G minor 7? G minor. The third is B flat. So you play B flat major 7. Okay. So this is a B flat major 7 arpeggio. But it starts on beat 4. It's anticipated. So this phrase, okay. The quick and easy trick would just be to move your hand down from what you did on C major and move it down to B flat major. It would be a different phrase, but you could go and then go to F major. You know what I mean? I'm really exploiting that major 7 arpeggio shape. Just a small 1 octave design there. But let me just show you what I mean by that. Again, I'm using my loop pedal just to isolate these licks. 3, 4. F major 7. Right here. Again, these are just some ways you could just extract these licks, okay? There's a lot of licks, actually, but you might say, oh, I really love that flavor, that minor 9. So, you know, take that one lick and move it around. And then notice on that, I'm not doing what's written here, but notice here, I just got rid of this chord. And I'm just taking off of that chord. That's the approach I often like to do. By the way, B flat major 7 works beautifully on top of that C7 chord, you guys. And that's what Borelli would do often in chordally. It makes it a sus chord. C, if the bass player just played C and not the G, like this. That's C. Here's B flat major 7. It's a sus, or here. It's a suspended C9 sus 4. So again, it works either way. If you're wondering, well, does that work over both chords on the 2-5? Absolutely. So you could think that C major, B flat major. Then I went to F major 7. So I just took that same arpeggio design, which was, we already did it here. That was already that F major 7 anyways, similar to that, just different phrasing. And then here, for the E7, that's where I inserted. I'm just showing you how to take this apart and extract a lot of ideas. Here I put this lick here. Work in these licks. There's a lot of licks. You can just kind of keep working in the licks that you like. I'll show you what I did here. But actually, I'll show you one other thing that's not written. This is kind of that, and don't worry about this. This is that little girl from Ipanema quote there. But you know how I said F major 7? Think F major 7, and then over this chord, the E7, I'm going to get that eraser. Over the E7, this is a cool thing to do. Think F minor. But specifically F minor 6 or F minor major 7. And you're going to see this a little bit later. But since we're kind of just on, that's a triangle. Since we're on that topic, F major 7, F minor. And that's a beautiful sound. Again, here's an E in the bass. I always want to hear it with chords. Here's E in the bass, and here's F minor. F minor. And it creates this beautiful. So from F major, F minor, back to C major. So again, now we're really exploring, we're going, we're kind of using some of this is what I love to do when I'm studying a Miles Davis or Coltrane or whoever's soloist. I'll just kind of extract concepts and then explore it in my own playing. So in this case, I'm just taking that one arpeggio concept, like major 7, and then moving it around, and then showing you could do F major 7 here, and then turn it to F minor for that E7 chord. And if you're wondering, F is a flat 9, A flat is the, if you're wondering why it works, F is a flat 9 against the E, A flat is G sharp, which is a 3, C is a sharp 5, D would be the flat 7 if you're doing the 6. So it's just got a cool dark flavor for E7, flat 9, sharp 5. All right, that's a lot of theory talk. Let's get back to this. Let me clean this up a little bit here. I just wanted to go over these concepts because it might not be so obvious to you if you're just, reading through it. I think. Is that true? So, where are we at here? I'm gonna just start here. I'm gonna push play. Let's see. So I did that, I call it the girl from Ipanema quote, because if you were just to play this phrase over here, over that F major 9, and the idea behind this is it's just A minor pentatonic, but that's a really important thing to know and to do. On a major chord, again, you go to the 3, and you play the pentatonic scale, or a minor 7 arpeggio. So A minor 7. A minor 7, if you add the 4th degree, you have A minor penta. So this is just A minor penta. Just really lyrical against the F. Because you get the 9. Da, 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 da. And then I say that note here, that F note for that B half dim. And that, again, kind of sounds like a little Django style phrase there. And yes, that's A-H-M, A harmonic minor. Okay, so hopefully you'll see these tricks. I'm going to move on. The 16th note passage here, it would sound like this. Okay, not quite that. I didn't do that far, but... And now it's just targeting an A minor triad with the lower neighbor approach note, half step below. But the 16th notes kind of gets it exciting. But it's an easy thing to do. You just need to make sure you map out A, that A minor triad. So you don't have to think about it too much, however you want to play it. But then add the lower neighbor. It's a good picking thing. It's just fun to do, 16th notes. Slow down that tempo just a notch here. Let's try that and see what that sounds like here. From here. you get the idea. That's just kind of a fun little thing. A minor, we don't need to overanalyze that. Like I mentioned, A minor just floats through everything. So any ways you can disguise A minor is great. This is targeting that F major 7, so it's just a nice little arpeggio shape. I used that earlier on the B flat major 7, F major 7. Here's your F major 7 chord. So it's just right out of that shape. It's a really friendly shape because you can see the chord shape. But here it starts on that 7th degree. And I love starting and ending on the 7th degree. It's, that's part of the color of the major 7, even if you're superimposing it. Now, like I mentioned earlier, F major, turn it to F minor. That's what I'm doing here. If you're wondering, what is that little run here? This is an F melodic minor scale run. And for those of you following me, my quick lick series on Patreon, this is one of my quick licks. I like this quite a bit. And that's just like an F minor lick to me. But specifically, melodic minor. Let's go through this together. Here's F minor triad, like you're playing Michelle. Just root position. Here's a 6, and here's the major 7. So it's those notes of the F melodic minor, the 7, 6, 5. But by the way, do the F minor triad. If this is new for you, this is a great way to learn the melodic minor. You do the triad, and then get from the 5 to the 6 to the 7. And then I'm using these these 3 notes of the F minor. So I'm actually not even using an F note in that lick. There's no root. And then I'm taking it through the 3 octaves. This is an important guitar. This workshop kind of has a lot of these guitaristic things where all guitar players do. But I'm taking this motif here, 6 note, and then I'm moving it through the octaves. Oops, I didn't do a good hoop there, like that. Good loop. There. So it's done. Once you do it, and this is just a fun thing to do. I call these scale fragments. It's not the full scale, but we don't need the full scale. But here's the E in the bass. And then I'm alternating my picking, by the way, just all alternating triplets. Oh, I didn't even go that far. It's not that long a run, but of course you can run it all the way down. But that's what's happening there. It's an F melodic minor scale against the B flat 7 chord, like this. I'm showing you the bigger picture of what I'm thinking here. Of course, these are kind of some licks, but we want to connect it so it's still musical. But the other scale, the scale I like on the B flat 7, okay, since we talked about that, B flat 7, we can play, your stock bluesy licks or that B flat 7. Again, you have to think about context. But B flat could be Mixolydian, which is also F Dorian, so if you want to think of it. The other scale I really love is the whole tone scale. And that'd be this sound. And then it goes up to, back to the harmonic minor scale. I'm really choosing harmonic minor for that B half dim and the E7 there. But that you can get pretty colorful on that. Another scale, I won't go into it, is the half whole diminished scale. The fun part, I think, is the execution. That's why I'm saying a lot of this is I'm hoping, fun for guitar players to actually play this. kind of a lyrical, that is kind of a lyrical Santana-y sounding motif. But there's some cool rhythmic stuff here that I wanted to just show you really quickly here. You know, that's the thing, is when you're really sticking to pentatonics bass solos, you got to be really rhythmic and develop your motifs. 1, 2. So this little rhythm here, da 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 dee da 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 do da da da. And again, you know, you can always go back to the synthetic mode and just listen to it in practice. One, two. Seems kind of slow, but that rhythmic motif again, da 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 da. That's the first time I introduced that motif, so that was a new one. So you got to do it for a couple measures. You can't just do it once. You got to, you know, I would develop that more and really again try to exaggerate that. And that's just A minor to an E major, following the chords there. If you're wondering, that's why it sounds the way it does. It's just a triad. It's outlining the triad. Now on this A minor here, I'm just going to play through it. A minor lick. This is what's considered a classic bebop phrase, and it's kind of thinking off the C7 chord on the C. Da 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 da. Hey everybody, welcome to today's lesson. It's behind the scenes. We're looking at various strumming patterns for Sunny. Let's get started. Today on this behind the scenes bonus video lesson, this is kind of a process / bonus lesson, we are going to go over the song Sunny in the key of A minor. We're going to examine a few comping patterns from strumming to some finger picking patterns and maybe some gypsy jazz. Let's get started. So in this case, we really want to focus more on the backbeat. These are just even eighth notes, at least, and with a few little 16th notes on the very last measure. Some fills, it's just eighth notes, all downstrokes, slight accent on 2 and 4. Basically, you're thinking like a drummer, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and just even kind of a rock style. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. And I'm just using grip shapes. So on that E7 there, we're going to go 3 and 4 and a 1. Those little fills are really nice, especially at the end of each phrase, or in this case, the 4-bar phrase. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. And that's the right hand strum pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. With the chords, real pro. And then to get that 16th notes, you got to have that 8th note subdivision already happening with your downstrokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2, and the 3 and the 4. And you can go 4 and 1 if you want to add that extra 8th note. But again, these are just going to be variations off the same kind of pattern. So there's just a few of them here. We started with that 8th note, but now we're adding a few more 6/8 notes. So let's get a little bit more funky and add some syncopation. 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. Da 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 da. 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. So this one, you should really get your right hand going on those 6/8 notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a da 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 da. And you constantly want to have that pendulum style strumming. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a. And I'm gonna do a screen share here too, so that you'll see what I'm seeing when you work on it, because I do want you to try to take advantage of the sound slices format for practicing. And I'm just gonna push play. It's already on loop. And see, so all we have here is a quarter note pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. So I'm just subdividing in my head. These are all 8th notes, all downstrokes with the accent on 2 and 4. That's just quarter notes, of course. 8th notes. so simple, but it's so effective. It doesn't have to be super busy. How about Gypsy Bossa? Now I am doing eighth notes, down, up. It's pretty slow for this feel. We can almost like treat it as a double time feel. So it's all eighth notes, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you know, as opposed to the 6/8 notes, 1 and 2 and 3, but it's 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and that's all eighth notes, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, with the accent, the click on 2 and 4. I like that one a lot too. 1 and that's all eighth notes, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, with the accent, the click on 2 and 4. Different tempos makes it kind of makes me choose my pattern, like I was just saying. Gypsy Bossa. Right hand only. All eighth notes. All down, up, 2 and 4 chop. Yeah, keep the groove. Backbeat. I love it. It's just a melody. It's just a melody with a click, but it'll show you your strengths and your weakness. And you can control the tempo too, of course, too. You know, but have the click going, that's what I'm saying. It's just that. Then you can experiment all you want with all these different patterns. Grooves, you know, backbeat, no backbeat, bossa, fingers, pick, whatever. Mix it up and see what works best for you. Like I said, I don't necessarily do it the same way each time. It really depends on who I'm playing with, the feel, the tempo as well. Definitely the tempo makes a difference. Bossa. We could be creative. Now I'm just having fun with chord shapes, but that's not really what we're talking about today. We want to talk about right hand. 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and that's just what I usually call bossa pattern number 2. I think on my worksheet. 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 3, 4. But now if I want to funky it up, I think the first thing I would do is just start with all eighth notes. Little accent on 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and all downstrokes. You can use your thumb or you could use a pick. 2 and 4 accent. 3 and 4. Little purple haze chord there. 3 and. Actually pluck it like this. So I'm just, everything simultaneously, but that's all eighth notes, nothing else with the accent on 2 and 4 with this short staccato feel. Doing comping, but here's how I would do that last section. Right here. And then sunny, I love you. Little tritone sub there. But that B flat 9 or B flat 13, B flat 7 or B flat 7 like this. It's all good for that one chord there, that cool tritone sub chord. E7 sharp 5, A minor add 9. Now I'm getting, I love these chords, you know, for bossa in the minor key. So B flat 9, B minor 7 flat 5, E7 sharp 5, B flat 9, sunny, B minor 7 flat 5, E7, A minor 6, purple haze. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then add some 16th notes in, you know, on that turnaround chord. One and, but otherwise it's all eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm kind of hitting these 4 strings. A little bit. Oh, okay, not the first string. These 3 strings. I'm accenting the top strings, is what I'm saying, not the bass strings. And I'm almost focusing more on the bassier strings, meaning 5 6 5 4 when I'm doing the eighth note. That anything that's not 2 and 4 is more bassy. If you're going to use a pick, especially, or your nail, anything that's not this, the plucking, I call that kind of piano style, like you're playing. If I were to sit down at the piano, I might go dun dun gun gun gun, either with my nail or with the pick. And I am getting those bass notes. But I'm not necessarily super precise when I'm actually doing it. You might hear 2 notes. You know what I mean? It might not be just the bass note. And then the next step, some 16th notes. And here I'm going 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. So again, I am using the pick, but you know, it's just a pattern. 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. But I started to count the subdivision because, you know, I'm always thinking 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. You know, just going all those 16th notes. So in this case, the pattern that I chose, 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4 and a 1 E and a 2 and a E and 4. where you want to hit those. You know, where you want to accent. That's what's fun, is that you can start to think like a drummer in accent. But again, I think it's important to have a pattern, a groove. You know, if it's just all over the place, too much improvisation, then the groove doesn't kind of get settled. And I think that's important, to stick to a pattern that feels good to you. The 16th note. So if that's the problem, put on a recording, put on a metronome, put on something that's really solid, metronome or, you know, drum machine, and just do this a lot. And then the accents play a big part of it on the groove and what makes it funky, because it really just is all 16th notes, but it's where you hit those. And then combine that with some cool chord shapes, then it sounds pretty good and pretty hip. Demonstration here, if that's okay. So we're going over Sunny here, just, you know, the standard voicings, you know, the bare bones would be this. Which is that's my default. That's what I love to do too. Little bossa groove. B flat 7. Sharp 9. Little tritone sub. But here I'm going to do minor 11. Minor 7. C9, C7, F major 7, B minor 11, E7 flat 9, A minor 6. And I'm going to slow-mo this down here as I'm going to think about it too. A minor 6, G minor 7, C7 sharp 5, F major 7, and then maybe B half. Then now I want to do B minor 7 flat 5 is also equivalent to D minor 6. So I'm going to do a sub. And then maybe go to E7 flat 9, which is diminished, and then A minor. I'm just going to demonstrate that one route, kind of since I did it slow-mo here. A minor 6. Then A minor 9, then G minor 9. So again, my little concept here is voice leading. A minor 9 is very melodic. G minor 9, C7 flat 13 or sharp 5, F major 9, B half dim, E7, A minor 11. So there I went G minor 11, C7 flat 9, F major 13, and then B minor 11, and then B flat 7, tritone sub, or E7 flat 9, and then to A minor 7 like this. So there's quite a few voicings and variations that I like to try to do. Kind of chord melody style. It's not chord melody, I'm not playing the melody, but it's still melodic, again, thinking comping wise. This kind of sets you up for the chords that come after it, your choices. A minor 7 is definitely, everybody would grab this one. You know, that's your standard shape there, A minor 7. But I chose A minor 11. Sometimes I chose this A minor 6, where I had the 6th degree here. And not this A minor 6, but this, with the melody on the 6th the melody up here. So I got, basically here's the A minor triad, like this, like we're playing Stairway to Heaven. But I'm adding the 6 on here. We have the 7. I love this shape. It's thinking A in the bass, and then a C triad. And then check it out, here's the next one, A minor like this. And that's just like doing this. But I'm on 4, 3, 2 string. Instead of this, to do it here. I mean, check out this. See, that was A minor major 7, which is actually C augmented with the A in the bass, if you want to think of it that way. C major triad, but with A in the bass, it's just called A minor 7. And then here's another way to play A minor 6. And again, this is, Wes Montgomery used this a lot. That's his intro chord for Freddie Freeloader. A minor 6. You write out those triads and all the different sets of strings. So this is actually a very good study, and I'm just taking the cliche. You do this, A minor major 7, A minor 7, but notice the C major triad here, and then this fancy shape, A minor 6. It's kind of weird, but I'm kind of thinking of it as like a C triad with the flat 5. F sharp minor 7 flat 5 or A minor 6. You know, so you can also do it like this. That would be the standard way of doing it. The cliche could be something like this. But again, it sounds pretty cool to do this, voice leading. I like that a lot. Over here, and you do this. Little bossa viola. It's the same progression, the same practice progression. A minor triad, A minor major 7, which could be thought of as a C augmented, A minor 7, which is a C major triad, A minor 6, which is that C major with the flat 5. And then here's A minor with a 9 on top, like this. Beautiful, and it's simple, right? So yeah, you do A minor 9. I'm not playing the 4th string, I'm only doing 3 notes on top. Yeah, I'm putting just C. I'm taking the A minor triads, and I'm replacing the A with a B. But then I put the A in the bass. Then I'm shaking it to make it dramatic. Yeah. But check it out now though. See, now if we do that same concept over here, here's that A minor triad. And here's the 9. And then check it on G minor. So you go da-dum, G minor, and then F major 7. So on the, I didn't bother with the C7. I skipped it. Think of Sunny as this. I think that's what I saw on one of the fake books charts for Sunny. I was like, where's that G minor? But then I remember listening. I was like, oh, that's what I'm hearing. But again, the jazzers add 2, 5, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, you know, all these 2, 5 movements. But again, a simple way to think about it is just A minor 7 for measure, G minor 7 for measure, F major 7 for measure, E7 for measure, just like a walk. Sorry, I said it wrong. A minor 9 to A minor, G minor 9 to G minor, F major 9 to F major, and then E7. So it's kind of a simplifying, but it's allowing you to be more creative. Go like this. And then F major 9 here, and then E. But it's kind of a nice motif. Here it is very slowly. Da-dum. G minor. Da-dum. F major. Go to the major 7. So it's like da-da-dum. Girl from Ipanema. And then on the E7, I'm going E sus. 7 sus 4 to E7. Da-da-dum. So we got this beautiful voice leading. Then maybe. But it's like bringing out this voice leading. And then we can do it here. Maybe take that 9 and go to the 3. Like this. Let's see if I can do it. You know, it's taking a pattern and 9 1 or 2 1 da this da dum da dum dee dum. But again, you know, the consideration is to follow the changes. You know what I mean? If the bass player or the band, so you have to think about what those changes are. But anyways, that's just kind of, you know, that's a couple ideas experimenting with chord melody. You know, you get consistent with it, and it's like, well, what else can I do to have some fun? Then you start, you know, that's when you go. That's where I would do that little blues thing. Man, you know, again, 16 notes. Just do, you know, I would recommend just practicing chromatics. He instantly kicks into those 16th notes. Move it up. But it's nice to see what chord you're on, too. See those little blues licks, those flat fives? The green. See that tension? The last 4 bars. I don't want to stop it, but the last 4 bars there, he was creating the... He is really creating the repetitive tension. You can still be melodic and motivic, which is really nice. The key thing I'll just say, and that's why this is kind of a special lesson from the other songs that I would teach in this term, but the key thing with still is to sing what you play. Just try to vocalize everything. Again, it's almost kind of the George Benson. And then you'll throw in these other little licks like the diminished. And what I was going to say, arpeggiate. And then. So the next step to me for practicing on something like Sunny, after going through blues licks and pentatonic licks, is to outline, arpeggiate. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. Today's lesson is on Sunny. Let's get started. So A minor 7, again, I hope you already know these chords. So I would do A minor 7 like this. You could just do 3-note shapes. I like 4-note shapes. I'll talk about the comping and strumming and all that stuff too as well, of course. G minor 7, C9, F major 7. Okay? So I'm doing this. B minor 7 flat 5, E7. Can I see hands? Does anybody want me to draw in the chord grids at all? You guys comfortable reading these? Okay, thanks for the nod. So A minor 7, sunny. You'll often hear this, even though it's not written on the lead sheet, I want to say everybody will kind of do this. They'll do a walk down, chromatic, because it sounds hip. And then yesterday, that was a C9. Life, F major 7, was filled with rain. Actually, yeah. B minor 7 flat 5. I like it here though too. Just to show you two options for B minor 7 flat 5. Here on the 2nd fret, or here on the 7th fret. And this allows me to say, I always recommend learn these comping chords, I call them grip shapes, with your root starting on the 6th string and your 5th string. Just by doing that alone, you can connect them and improvise nicely with just a few variations and not have to do it the same way each time. However, that being said, I did B minor 7 like this, flat 5, and then E7 I would do it like this. If you want a little more bite, you know I'm going to say sharp 9, the purple haze chord, E7 sharp 9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Same thing, that's how easy it is. Maybe F major 7 up here. Instead of down here. All the time. Go up high. Same thing again. Dark days are done. Bright days are here. My sunny one. And this is where you want to catch this change. B flat 7. I'm going to play B flat 9. So sincere. Or B flat 7 over here. But because of the melody note, this note, that's a flat 5. So you'd be better off playing B flat 7 flat 5. I'm going to write that in. Because that has the melody note. And if you don't know that chord, here's B flat 7. The 5th is here. Flat the 5th. Okay. And that's just kind of a sub for E7. Tritone sub, right? Tritone. And then B minor 7 flat 5. E7. And then A minor 7. I'm doing A minor 6 here. And then E7 as a turnaround chord, I'm going to do sharp 9 because I want that tension. I might do flat 9. Or something even fancier, flat 9 with a flat 5. Sharp 5. These are all what are called altered chords, altered dominants. So again, I'm just finding my 9. I'm sharping it, or I'm flatting it. Here's my 5. I'm sharping it, or I'm flatting the 5. So you could have all these combinations. E7 sharp 9 sharp 5. Beautiful. E7 flat 9 sharp 5. Check this out. E7 flat 9 flat 5. Again, you know, knowing the fact that this is your 9 and this is your 5, you can alter it as necessary to get all these variations of colors. It's really subtle, but it's beautiful. I highly recommend that you do that. Here's flat 9 sharp 5. Jen, you'll love that color. So experiment with your altered dominants. Again, that's getting a little bit fancier there. This.
going, practice. That'll give me a chance to tune up. One more time. I'm going to do all 8 notes. So you get the idea, and you know the melody is written here too, of course, so you could vary it up. I don't think I ever played exactly as written like this. I kind of have my own version of how I hear it. But one thing that I did notice is that on the B minor 7 flat 5 chord, if you guys didn't notice it, the melody note is on the E, and that creates a B minor what? If you have an E instead of, like, here's B minor 7 flat 5, but if you have an E note here in the melody, check it out. So that's a B minor 11. That's a nice chord if you want to grab that there. That's a good sound because of the melody. Again, you really match the melody. And if you look at my chord melody arrangement, I probably use that shape. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm often considering is like how the melody relates to the chord. You know, like on this C, this is an A note. That's the 13th degree. So C13 sounds really great. And it could do it here or here. You get the idea. So again, that's nice to understand how the melody works. But I do have to just kind of say that the melody, I'm going to double check before I say it. The melody is exclusively, gotta double check, 100% contained in the pentatonic scale. Every note of the melody is from the A minor pentatonic. So you can probably guess what scale is the choice scale for soloing for this song. Well, maybe I like to add the blue note. The blue note is the flat 5. To add that little bluesy tension, which is not, you know, in the melody. That would be an E flat. But it sounds and feels good to add that E flat in occasionally. But again, I have to say it, this version here, which the 2 versions I sent you to check out, the YouTube links, those are both in this same key. So the melody is completely in the A minor penta, which is also equivalent, in case this is new for you, to the relative major. A minor is related to C major. So that's why I passed out that A minor pentatonic worksheet, because it's a great opportunity for you to put on the backing track for Sunny and just work on these pentatonics, which you can't ignore them. I mean, Django used them. Every contemporary player uses the minor pentatonic scale. You can see it's in the melody here. It's in the melody of so many great songs. This is a good opportunity for you to put on a backing track and master your 5 positions of the penta. And I actually have a sound slice video where it is just that. So I might load up that, because that's where I actually want to begin now. I don't know. No, I don't want to do that yet. I want to make sure you guys learn the melody just at least one time through. Can you guys just play the melody once with me? I don't want to ignore the melody. Sometimes I do that. So the first phrase, I'm going to do it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2. You smiled at me and ease the pain. 2, 3. So sincere, oh sunny, one so true. I love you. Boom, ding, sunny. Thank you for the hit the E7. Sunny. I love you. So that's the idea there. You know, watch the Gypsy Jazzers play the melody. I think it's very important to talk about articulation. I was playing it very robotic and kind of unhuman-like. You know, you want to add those slides, hammer-ons, bending. You know, just make it come to life like this. You know, make it a bluesy slide. So like for example, like this note, slide into it. I put it on the second string instead of the first string. The only reason I wrote it out in this one position, well, I just said it, this way is just to keep you in one position. So you really see that scale in one position. But when you're really playing it, you know, slide around, hammer on, pull off, all of those little details. So I think I actually would like to maybe just take a look at that one video I sent out just to demonstrate. Just compare, maybe, perhaps, contrast about interpretation of the melody and even the rhythm guitar, the feel, too. So again, you can really see his use of the blue note, the hammer-on. Same notes as this, but you could do this. Sorry, you could do this. So that's why, again, I think it's important to, you know, learn that pentatonic scale and connect it so that you can slide in and out to the next position, and then go. Again, this style is very influenced by like George Benson, you know, a lot of the contemporary jazz guitar players. That just kind of... And you can see when he adds this note, you know, the notes that are non-pentatonic. Hopefully you can hear it, but it's nice to just kind of study. This is a good video to watch and listen to. Sharp 9, check out the chords. Minor 7, a little descending. Oh, that was a cool chord. A minor 7 there. See the chromatic? 13. You learn a lot by watching, like the rhythm guitar player there is doing F major 9 like this. So you went like this. He added a 13. And then major 9. Okay, so if you're not used to that, here's major 7. Looks like over here, essentially. But you could do it over here. And then what he's doing right there before I left off, that's the 9. It's a really nice contemporary flavor. And if you're wondering what that is, it's F, C, E, and G. It's actually, there's no third. So it's kind of a false chord, but it's F. Most books would say F major 9. It's not a comping worksheet that has that actually written out, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute here. So let me get to that. I'm just going over the basic chords and some general stuff, then let's talk rhythm stuff. Yeah, no, that's important, the feel of it. I want to compare what he's doing along with what Borelli and Yosho are doing, for example, in this contemporary sound, you know. But it's more 16th note based, and I'll just say it right now. We can start talking about the rhythm of it. When you're doing a bossa, it's more just 8th note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, you know, this. Here's a bossa version of this song. Okay, just so you can hear it, and I like it as a bossa too. It'd be like this. It'd be like that. But this is more 16th note based.
Yeah.
So it's more kind of a funk style. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E. And that's what makes it a little bit more funky, is these 16th note subdivisions. So again, let's analyze some of what these different guitar players are doing with their strum pattern. But I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of it. And here's the thing. Here's, to me, what the difference is. When I'm doing a gypsy bossa style, my 8th notes are down, up, down. Most of the players, you'll see them go down, up, down, up, down, up, with the backbeat on 2 and 4, like this. Just like you're doing bossa dorado. But in this style, because we want to have 16th notes, we're doing 8th notes as all downstrokes. That's the difference. The 8th notes are now down. And then, now you add 16th notes. And that's what makes it funky. Or here's that chord. F major 9. Instead of this, that's kind of low and throaty. If you want it lighter, you could go to that chord. And that's the same as this, see? But you could actually do it on the top 4 strings, here or here. So if you want the 9, you do this here. Again, you can learn a lot by watching other players and dissecting, like, ooh, that was cool, you know, stealing little licks or chordal ideas. I think that's very very fun and valuable thing to do. Let's see. I want to get back to that and analyze a little bit, but I'll get more into the strum pattern in a second. I'm just kind of analyzing some of the chords that they're choosing. Let me see here. What did I do? Let me find that video. think I lost it. Where'd it go? Let me load it back up. Oh, there it is. How weird. Okay, yeah, so again, my main point is with the melody, is you're in this position. I mean, we can watch and study their hands of what they like to do, but I'm going to just say, you know, learn a few positions, even though my spiel was going to be learn all 5 positions of the penta. Just learn a few, the ones surrounding this main box shape, this one. Maybe the one above it, and the one below it. You know, and then you just have 2 more to memorize, then you got your 5 positions, and then you're going to start to connect them. But again, I'd kind of like for you to watch the lead player here. I'm not familiar with these players' names, so I don't even know which one is who. But right now, we'll just kind of watch their hands. Well, obviously, he's getting fancier into the soloing side of things, really beautiful soloing. Let's watch the rhythm player here for a second. I want you to notice that he's playing that B minor 11 chord that I mentioned. Okay. I'm going to backtrack just a second here. F major 9. Right there. B minor 11. And let's see what he does. This is, again, you know, how you can just kind of keep an eye and keep tabs of what other players are doing. Like what I'm going to say now is, let's see what he does on E7 here. Ready? Sharp 9, right? That's the go-to sound. I always call that the purple haze chord. A minor 7, chromatic walk down, C's, and if you see his little pinky extend over, that means he's adding the 13 on. Okay, that 13 on the first string. That's just a nice note to grab. That's a melody note. Dee da 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 dum. And then he likes this F major 9 chord quite a bit. But you see that now you can see the lead player. He's going all over the fretboard, you know, connecting. So again, we'll talk about some different ideas and different things that you can practice to get some ideas. He's not, and just if you notice his picking, he's not doing the gypsy picking. He's doing just your standard alternate style picking. Here's the real tempo, so you get back where you get the feel. Notice that backbeat, even if he's wiping the sweat off, he's hitting that backbeat on beat 2 all the time. 2 and 4 usually, right? 4. 1, 2, 4. 2, 4. So yeah, you want to make sure you're getting the backbeat, the click on 2 and 4. And that's where, again, even before you're, I'm talking about a couple different things, obviously, between rhythm and lead, just from watching them, but it's just that 4, 2, 4, 2. You're the drummer. You're giving that funky backbeat 2 and 4. And again, we'll add some 16th notes into the right hand to get that funkier subdivision. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Yeah, we want to start to get those 16th notes too. And that's even great for your soloing. We want to start to play more 16th notes in this style. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. So, anyways, that's just kind of an overview. We can work on that here in a minute, but that's kind of the rhythm approach. I actually, since we're on this topic, I'd like to just take a look at the Borelli and look at that with you guys, the Borelli and Yosho version as well, and compare a little bit. So notice that Borelli, he's playing that same E note, but now he's in this position. Why is he down there? Just so he can do that hammer on, you know what I'm talking about? So he shifts right here. So that's kind of exactly what I'm just talking about here. It's like, you know, shift into this position. But if you want the melody here, but if you want to hammer on, you're going to start here. So again, it's nice to just toggle into the next position. Just so you can get some sliding, and especially those hammers. Instead of doing this, you go. It's the same notes, but instead of just being polite about this, really straight, you go. You can hammer on every note. And again, just add some nice, I'm talking about the word is articulation. We're talking about sliding, hammer-ons, pull-offs, all those really beautiful things that actually makes Django, but again, this is not Django anymore, you know, but we're still talking about one thing that's very important, and that's the heavy use of articulations. Otherwise, it's going to sound just like a computer, and we don't want that. So one thing that Yosho's doing that's different from my version and from the other version is he's not doing the G minor 7. He's actually, and this is actually how Bobby Hebb actually did it. It's not a 2-5. He's just going from A minor 7 straight into C7 as a 3-note voicing. No G minor, no 2 chord. That's what I mean when I say 2-5. You know, G minor 7 to C7, that's a 2-5 chord progression. But he's going A minor 7 into the C7, assuming you're in tune, or C9. So that's what he's doing. And then he's doing F, I believe it looks like an F6/9 here. To the B minor 7 flat 5. I'm just looking at his chord shapes. And then E7, of course, everybody's go-to chord, sharp 9. Right there. A minor 7, C7. And he's doing a 3-note version. He's doing it like this. He's not using his first finger. He goes. That's not my preferred fingering, but that's definitely works for him. And then to the F6/9. And then same thing. Borelli's using this chord there. He has such amazing control over those open strings. Most people would not dare to use all these open strings. Ringing, that's great for bossa nova, but not good for gypsy jazz. But he's really controlling, those open strings. Otherwise, they're going to be ringing all over the place. That's what he chose right there. And you can see Borelli, when he's playing the chords, he's improvising with chords. He's changing it every single time. It's something different. And he's just having a lot of fun with comping. And there he did a tritone sub. Instead of the E7, he's doing B flat 7. Because E7, tritone. So even though that's supposed to be reserved for that third system, he's doing it there. That was cool. That was a reverse sweep. Most people sweep like this. They sweep down, but you can do reverse. So that was some reverse sweeping there. Yosho's master technician. Check out Borelli. He's insane with his comping. I gotta talk about what he did there. That was really sweet. So he's using this A minor, Borelli, A minor 9. Again, I use this all the time in bossa nova. It's a really beautiful chord if you've never played it. It's just an open A, G, C, B, and E. The B is the 9. But again, that's what I'm saying, is he's getting this controller hit over the strumming. So he still can get it funky and not have those open strings ringing. The next chord that he chose here was this shape. That's a C9 sus4. So Yosho is playing C7, but Borelli sussed it out. So he's playing a B flat triad with a C in the bass. Just beautiful colors. And that could also be accomplished over here as C, B flat triad, B flat triad over C. So you got this. That's what he chose. And then he likes that major 9 chord, just so you over here. F major 9. I'm just talking about some comping chords, so you have some variations. F major 9 over here. So you have A minor 7, C9 sus4, F major 9, B minor 7 flat 5, and then B flat 13 to the A minor. That was tritone 7. Look at Yosho's right hand. So again, just talking about strumming, if you guys aren't used to the 16th note strumming, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... I'm just putting the backbeat, the click, the accent on 2 and 4. And everything is straight, by the way. It's not swung. It's not, let's see, it's not this. Let's see. I mean, some grooves, that's a pretty cool groove. That's a swung 16th note feel. But this is even. And, you know, you want to get it so it's a little bit faster even. And, you know, again, experiment with some of those chord voicing. That's kind of really fun. And just don't lose the groove. But, you know, again, watch their right hand. I'm going to slow it down just a notch. The right hand is very important. And this, of course, ties into your soloing. If you want to practice getting those 16th notes, that's to match the rhythm, essentially. He's even throwing in some triplets. These little fast. But the basic foundation of it is the 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E. That's the foundation of his strumming pattern. And if you want it funky, you hit more of the upstrokes. You know, 1E and a 2E. It's the upstrokes that make it sound funky. Those are the obvious 1E and a 2E. But remember, your right hand, you want to just get non-stop. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E. Then focus on only those ups. Because this is a little bit different from just our normal 4/4 swing stuff that we usually do. You know, it's just even eighth notes downstrokes, and then get that 16th note feel.
Tracy?
Yeah, Keith?
How is that different? Is that the same as Bossa Dorado, you said?
It's similar, but remember, I mean, I'll say it this way. It's almost like playing twice as fast. Because Bossa Dorado is all down, up, like this. You know, that's the basic feel. The backbeat on 2 and 4, 1 and 3. But when you're doing this stuff, now I would start with the 8th note as all downstrokes, like this. And then you add the backbeat in. And then you add the 16th note in, which is really the foundation, is this. So it's different. I don't want to say it is bossa. The only real similarity is the backbeat on 2 and 4, and this even 8th note feel. Here it is. And then get some of the, right now I'm being very polite, no upstrokes. Just all down strokes. Backbeat. And then, you know, they're improvising quite a bit with where those accents are. It's just kind of a non-stop improvisation. Because, you know, if you sing your accents, you can get all this. So sometimes you would just want to miss the strings. You know what I mean? And then you can improvise with chords. So again, to me, what's important is just keeping that 16th note. That's why I keep going back to, like, to me, what is the fundamental practice pattern is this heavy, just like La Pompe style, but we're doing this. A lot of this muting, dampening, because otherwise it's going to be only ringy. But we don't want that. We want it short. That's why it's good to practice these, to start with all 8th notes as downstroke with La Pompe. Again, how does that differ from swing? It's pretty much the same thing, right? If you're doing only quarter notes, this, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But we're just now adding. And then add the backbeat. And that's, you know, then that's again what they're doing. Essentially, everybody has their own little stylistic differences from there.
And how do you call that style? Funk?
I would say, yeah, I'd say 16th note funk, contemporary. I was watching a video on YouTube with Fabi Laffertine, and he was talking about how gypsy jazz, you know, post-Django, contemporary gypsy jazz, they brought in a lot of styles like this that are influenced from players like George Benson. You know, that he's a big influence on a lot of those players. And even the Bossa Dorado, you know, that was the first song in that style. He was talking about, this is the guitarist Fabi Laffertine, great gypsy jazz player, was talking about, yeah, you know, the Brazilian jazz, they wanted to play bossa nova, but they made it their own, you know, that kind of combined with the rumba style too. But they weren't doing the finger style that you would typically do with bossa nova. So that's what we know as the gypsy bossa style. So I want to hit maybe just a little bit of my etudes here, just some more things to practice for you guys to think about. I'm going to load up the Sound Slice practice video here. But those, again, I'm not going to have you all do it with me, but you can do it on your own if you want to. I do recommend this. Actually, I'll show you what it is. I don't want to assume that everybody knows their minor pentatonic, but it's really important. So I would recommend, if you don't know it, at least learn that A minor pentatonic box shape. And I think I have a Sound Slice video that I want to share with you. And I'll do a follow-up again and send you a few more things. Again, you guys, I just kind of tailor it to each song. You get some different things. To work on. And I don't expect you to master it all, but you know, you can just learn the song, maybe add it to your repertoire. So what I did here, oh shoot, sorry, let me load it up for you. What I did here is I created, I actually have a backing track that I put on YouTube. It's just iReal Pro. But the point of it is to have you practice your pentatonics. So this is on Sound Slice. You can just do this. And again. This is the most important shape. Next one. And again. And it's just going through the song. And next one. You guys know these ones? These are the 5 positions of the A minor, which is also C major. Try all downstrokes. And next one. Try playing it short. And again. And next one. And again. And that's the same thing an octave lower. I guess I am working you through these. That's okay, that's what you're here for. And again. And the first one. This is supposed to be now you improvise, and you can look at these shapes as needed. But there, that was a workout, okay? That was 60%. Now it's okay, do it at the real tempo. All downstrokes. Again. Next one. Again. And next one. We don't have to go through them all, but that's the exercise. And I'm just doing all, and the practice part of it that I was doing is all 8th notes, all downstrokes. Why all downstrokes? So we can bust into 16th notes when we're ready. That would be the double timing aspect of it, okay? So, meaning if you're, so I'm thinking this, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. My right hand starts off, this is important if you're not used to playing 16th notes, you still want to start with all 8th notes, but you want to do your 8th notes as downstrokes, like this. So when we double it up, we're now doing 16th notes. Okay, so that's kind of why I'm telling you, suggesting for this feel to do it, start with your 8th notes as all downs. If we're doing swing, that would not be the case. I would then play 8 notes down, up. You know, if I'm doing minor swing, then I'd be going. But in this funkier style, because I want to bust into 16th notes next, then that's why I would practice all downstrokes. So this is, to me, a very important practice right here. This practice video that I made for this is a good practice for you to learn your 5 positions if you want to. I mean, I suggest it. And then, of course, you want to do this in other keys too, and other songs, you know. So when I know I had this already written, same thing for Isn't She Lovely. Same practice. It's like, It's Sunny and Isn't She Lovely. I often group those songs into the same exact category. I play Isn't She Lovely in the same key, A minor, C major. So that's that. I'll share that with you as well. I'll share both of those sound slices that we looked at so far in a follow-up email. The next thing now, so I'm just stressing how important the pentatonic scale is, as you can see by watching all those players. You got to, I don't know, say master it, but yeah, you want to have it down in a couple positions, if not be able to fly all over the fretboard and stuff. Learn and practice together, so absolutely. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's different, huh? A lot of this. You gotta bust out your wah-wah pedal. Waka, 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 waka.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, again, but then put that backbeat. And that's what kind of... That backbeat helps kind of, and that's where I was saying is the difference from the gypsy bossa. And I like it as a gypsy bossa too. It works really well. So there I'm just doing 8th notes instead of the 16th notes. So do whatever's comfortable for you. Definitely, you know, you could, if I'm trying to think, let's see. That's the bolero. You know, I mean, seriously, when they say Latin, sometimes they'll say Latin. You could do it as a bolero, you could do it as a bossa, you could do it as this Latin funk thing that I'm talking about now, too. Because I also demonstrated caravan like this. The only difference is I'm not putting the backbeat on there, and that's the difference. But that's still the 16th note feel. So again, it's fun to play around with different strum patterns besides the typical 4/4 strum. So definitely that's a fun one. We'll have to do a bolero next term. We haven't done a bolero in quite a while, but it's nice to get that.
It's hard.
You know my paper trick, right? To grab the piece of paper. Flo, you might not know this. I better demonstrate this real quick here. I'll demonstrate it with the Taylor Swift song here that I got going on here. Oh no. Really quick, just to show you how this is a good little trick here for rhythm. Take a piece of paper, interweave it through the strings, every other string, so it looks like this, and now you have a snare drum. And now you don't have to mute the strings. Okay, so it's a drum. You can just practice that while you have the backing track on. You can do the 16th note or the triplet. Or maybe all 16 notes. Let's see. You know, just practice your strumming. Put on a track and just play along with it, you know. I like that. I like that concept where you're not worried about the chords. You're just more focusing on the right hand. If that triplet strum is new. But again, we'll have to take a tune and put it as a bolero feel. I'll check the repertoire and see what we haven't done in a while or something different.
Hey, Tracy?
Yeah.
I'm like Dave. I'm kind of struggling with that 16th. Could you do one more try at it and a demonstration basically with the 16? You keep the movement, right? Your right hand.
You got to do it slow. You have to do it slow. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and put that click on 2 and 4, the backbeat. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E. And that's kind of the foundation, but then remember, you could do all these variations, you know, with where you're hitting those accents. But I would start there.
That helps.
Yeah, and it's just a constant down, up, down, up, down, up. Nothing should change. You know,
Keep
just
doing it a little bit. It's going to sink in.
yeah, and then separately, you know, play around with where those accents are to make it, you know, funkier. Meaning this stuff. I'm just gonna do it on like just one shape. You know, now I'm going. Actually, I'm doing a particular pattern. I was going 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. That's a pretty popular one. This. Again, that's kind of more just funk style, but you have to understand that that's the influence, is like James Brown style funk. So that you can do different groupings of accents within that 16th note pattern.
But your right hand doesn't change; it's still.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the whiteboard for this and do a quick demo here. Let's see. So I'm gonna draw 16 notes. This is a good one for everybody to do. Here's the first 4. I don't know about copying and pasting it. I don't know how to do that, but here's the next 4. We need 16 of these, and these are 16th notes. And these are all down, up, down, up. What's important when you do this is that you start off with all down on the 8th note. So the 8th note is on, if I were to put the count here, and hopefully it can kind of line up, 1, let's start here, 1, E, and 2, E, and 3 E, and 4 E, and up. So if I were to do the strum pattern here, the 8th notes are here on the 1 and on the numbers and the and. Those are all the downstrokes. I'm gonna make this, I should have just had an arrow here, a bit easier. But that's where you gotta start. All 8, again, this is different because it's different than it's almost the same when I think about 4/4, like a fast 4/4. This, if I were to only do the arrows, it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we got to get those ups, so it's 16th notes. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. And that's where those 16th notes comes in on the E and the Us. Those are your. I'm not going to draw them all, but if I just did the first 4, then that's good.
Yeah.
1 E and a 2 E and a. So now what I was just kind of demonstrating just for fun, this accent, this is something that's really cool, is to make it funkier by grouping 3s, 1 E and so it basically the count is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. And I'm going to show it to you this way. 1 2 3 1 2 3, and this is 1 2 3. So let me count if I got this right. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then we have 2. That's my cat coming in here. 1 2 1 2. Causing trouble. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. Did I do this right here? I gotta erase this one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. There it is. That didn't, I knew that didn't line up correctly.
It's on the E, yeah.
Exactly. But it's easier to count instead of going 1 E and 2 E and just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So it becomes this grouping of 4 groups of 3 and then 2 groups of 2. So when you do it this way, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that's
It should be on the A, right?
Say that again?
It should be on the A, not on the 4.
4. No, this is on 4 and then and. This is a grouping of 3. So you have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 12, and then 2 and then 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Really a popular groove. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So what? And again, your right hand is still thinking those 16th notes. But now listen to it with the accents. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So yeah. So you can do stuff like that too, and that kind of really is fun to make it groove and have those certain accents again, those syncopations. So that's what that's about.
Thank you so much. That was, of course, the Bobby Hebb song, Sunny.